Let me tell you a secret. Some outages have already blocked time on your calendar. It still amazes me that global organizations can be brought to their knees by something that literally came with an expiration date. Not a 0 day, not a sophisticated nation-state campaign, not some hacker in a dark room playing 4D chess, a certificate, a thing that politely tells you in advance when it plans on ruining your week. And it still happens everywhere. Banks, retailers, healthcare, manufacturing, SaaS companies, critical infrastructure, everywhere. And every time it does, the headline is always the same: unexpected outage or intermittent disruption. Really? Because if it was scheduled to expire on Tuesday and it stopped working on Tuesday, that's not mysterious, that's punctual. And that's what makes certificate outages so special. They're one of the few ways an organization can still be shocked by something that showed up on their calendar first. It's kind of like forgetting your anniversary after your wife has circled it 3 times, drawn hearts around it, and probably mentioned it at dinner twice the week before. This isn't because certificates are too complicated. This is because a lot of organizations still treat trust operations like a junk drawer. Incomplete inventory, blurry ownership, different teams assuming someone else is handling it. 3 clouds, 5 tools, 2 spreadsheets, and 1 guy who hasn't updated anything since last quarter. These are the types of outages that don't just break systems. They show up on a board deck with your name on it. And most certificate outages aren't even certificate problems. They're ownership problems, visibility problems, policy problems, automation problems, and my personal favorite, we thought Bob had that problems. Which is incredible because Bob left 8 months ago and is still somehow part of the control framework. And here's the part we don't talk about enough. Certificates are just the most visible version of this problem. They're not the only thing with an expiration date. Keys, secrets, tokens all expire. Signing identities change. And unlike certificates, a lot of these don't fail loudly. They fail quietly, or worse, they don't fail at all. They just keep working long after they should have been rotated, revoked, or retired, which means the real issue is not certificate lifecycle management, it's trust lifecycle management. This is why certificates are the pettiest way to cause a crisis. They aren't impressive, cinematic, or even interesting. They're just the IT equivalent of locking yourself out of your own house while holding the keys and blaming the door. And this is a much bigger conversation than renewal reminders. If you don't know what certificates you have, where they are, what depends on them, who owns them, what policy governs them, and what happens when they expire, then you don't have trust operations. You have a scavenger hunt with a production impact. And if you're a CISO, here's the test. If I ask your team today for a complete inventory and ownership map, how long would that actually take? That's a big part of what my team has been focused on lately. Not just the certificate renewal, but the larger trust mess behind it. Certificates, keys, secrets, signing, ownership, visibility, and policy. Because the outages may look small, but they expose a much larger operational problem. Because if your outage was caused by a thing with an expiration date, that's not a surprise. That's just the only part of your system that failed loudly and exactly on time.